You are listening to the WYRD Mountain Gals Show. Prepare yourself.
Rock on.
Rock
Hey,
on.
woman. Rock
Hey,
on with your bad self.
well, I am in my bad self right now. I'm using my new computer. Boy, is it cool.
Isn't that exciting?
I'll tell you what, a well set up computer is nice. And this one, he had it set up for me so that I haven't even had to put in any passwords. He just
Oh my God.
totally mirrored the old, he even updated all my drivers, all that stuff. It's good to know people who
Wow.
can mind meld with the computer world. They are a
Hmm.
big help nowadays.
No kidding.
Yep, yep, yep.
This is a complicated world.
It is a complicated
Hmm.
world and soon to be icy and snowy, isn't it?
Maybe.
Hmm,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I've been
I
trying to figure out if I've got intuition that's going to be that, or if it's just leftover trauma from Helene. I don't know.
or all the hype that's being put out
Oh
there
my
about it
God.
right now.
You
I
know,
mean,
anything
my
to distract us all from the Epstein files, I guess.
but the Epstein files, let's say that again. Anything to distract from the Epstein files. Wonder what happens to them during times like this. Do they go away? Do they hide somewhere? We should always remember them, Remember them, the
Yeah.
Epstein files.
Yeah, those sweet little things.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be seeing them, but no, not yet. Not yet. Time's
Well,
not right, apparently. Oh, God.
I'm
Well,
laughing,
the
but I don't think
reason
it's funny.
it's not funny. It's
Mm-mm.
infuriating. I was talking to a friend on the way back. I ran some errands this morning,
Mhm.
talking to a friend on the phone, and I just went off. I went off about all of it, about Minnesota,
Oh my God.
about Davros. Uh, I just went off. And it felt really good, but it also felt very frustrating because there's not a crow thing I can do about it, any of it.
That's right. And y'all can imagine what words were in the crow. See, we've transitioned, we've
I
really
know now we
kind of
just say it.
evolved. Yeah.
Now we just go,
Baka!
golly.
So people are going to be hearing this on Friday night.
Yes, they
And
are.
for the far eastern part of the country, Friday night is the pre-log to the storm on
Right,
this far part of
right.
the country. But they'll already be entrenched in other places in the country. And, I'm thinking about everybody. I know now I have a different definition of what it means to suffer through the weather, suffer through the storm.
No kidding. No kidding.
Yeah. And my mom said it right because, they named it. This is Winter Storm Fern. Isn't that cute? Fern. And mom said, well, why not? They name hurricanes, and this is a hurricane. And when she put it like that, I was like, oh, yeah, it is, isn't it? This is a hurricane. It's just
Yeah.
with colder temperatures than usual. So I remember the last one. I still have some trauma from it. And
I know
everybody.
a lot of people do. I was
Mhm.
saying to a friend of mine today who had posted something about how everybody is so stupid about weather around here. And there are grocery stores that don't have any stock. They have nothing on the shelves. Nothing on the shelves
Yeah,
because people are panic buying. And I said, look, I I get it because there are people who they didn't prepare for Helene, and then Helene happened, and yeah. So it's our native fear of being caught without what they call it milk sandwiches,
yeah.
being
Milk
caught without
Sandwich.
being able to make a milk sandwich. But the on top of that is that it was just a little over a year ago, not even a year and a half ago,
Mhm.
that we had to do some big dealings. So I mean I get it. I wish it wasn't like that, but I get it.
I noticed that, we're scanning. My mother has a traditional television station channels and stuff,
Uh-huh.
and we were scanning the channels for weather information. And we kind of
Ah,
landed on whatever the Charlotte station is. I don't know what it
uh-huh.
is. And so I was listening to him, And I was struck by they had an entire report about storm trauma.
Did they
Oh,
really?
and so did the Weather Channel after that.
Huh.
Yeah. And so, trauma, I will say that it, it's the storm is changing as we speak. Wherever
Yes.
that wedge is going to make the difference for everybody, not just, Asheville, North Carolina area. But I do
Right.
believe that no matter what, we're going to get it. We're either going to get ice or snow or a mix, don't you think?
Hmm.
Most like,
I think
unless
we're,
we just look out.
I think we're going to get something, but I know that panicking about it is not going to help
Mm.
us. And for all of us who are thinking, oh, part of this is just my storm trauma, is that we need to remember that many of us and anybody who's here to listen survived that last storm and will survive this goddamn storm too.
But
In fact, I've stopped calling it a storm, and I may never use that word
interesting.
again. And instead, I call it a weather system.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, so we're looking at that, and I found myself today. I needed an orange because I made some cranberry sauce, and I like to have an orange in that. So I went over to the Earth Fair to get one, and the sky changed on my drive, and it went from being kind of bluish with a little bit overcast till it was gray. And boy, that triggered me so hard. And then I went, all that means is we're going to have some rain this afternoon. That's all. And I looked down at my dashboard and it's 48 degrees or 47 degrees. And I went, that's all. It's just going to be rain. And it's not going to be a lot of rain. So it's like I had to talk myself down off
Damn.
a ledge.
Now
It
I
was
get it. I
awful.
totally get it.
But it worked. So by the time I got to Earth Fair, I was like, yeah, I've got an umbrella in the car in case it rains. It'll be fine. It'll be
Mhm.
fine.
Well, a question, came up, what are we going to do if? And it's like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make sure we have our most basic bases covered first. So I started working on that Tuesday. We got food, we got water, we got all our meds. Got my brother in to show me how to use the kerosene heater,
Good,
and I have a battery powered carbon monoxide tester in the
good,
room.
good.
So that if I have to, and it was surprisingly cheap, and I doubt you can find any anymore. It was under $25. And so it's good peace of mind for me,
Yes, yeah.
and we have a Mr. Buddy or whatever it's called.
Mr. Heater, your propane buddy?
Mr. Heater, my propane buddy, is right in the closet there, along with a couple of little propane things.
Good. You're good
And
then.
we did. Here's what we did. We did pimento cheese, peanut butter,
Hmm.
bologna, jelly. So, and of course, you got to get bread for the sandwich, but you can
Mm-hmm.
survive without it. And I'm going to make some boiled eggs the day before the
You know,
storm.
I'm gonna do the same thing as
Are
I'm
you?
gonna boil a dozen eggs
Yeah.
because um they'll keep
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
they're easy. And if you
Hmm.
got no power,
Hmm.
uh you can eat a couple boiled eggs a day and a can of tuna fish and you ain't gonna
Get out
die.
of my brain. I was getting ready to say, and I eat tuna. Mom won't, but I love tuna. So I got three things of tuna fish for me.
Yep.
And we got some of this we already had. Okay. We didn't just, panic order. Some of it we already had. We had powdered milk. So we've got
Mm.
we can do about 3 quarts of milk if we need to.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't drink milk. I'm not a milk drinker. Mom
Yeah.
isn't either.
Yeah.
But it's there. She wants some cereal, which we also got some cereal,
Good.
you know, and just some potatoes and stuff. Just
Yep.
basic stuff. But it's enough. We
It is. It is. And I'm gonna make some pasta salad,
are you?
probably tomorrow, and just have, do a pound of some kind of macaroni and
Hmm.
toss it with some vegetables and mayonnaise and
Hmm.
stick it in the fridge. I ran into my friend Diana Cersei this morning at over at Earth Fair, and we were commiserating, of course. But
Okay.
she also said, yeah, but here's the thing. You know, if we lose power, then we can take all the stuff out of our freezers and just put it outside because it's going to be cold as shit.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
we're not going to lose all the food in our fridges and our
Mhm.
freezers like we did the
Mhm.
last time.
Well, we have a couple of those styrofoam boxes that I've
Oh,
told you
yeah.
about. So I've been able to give them to people, and we kept I think we got two of them here. We are able to put things in there and put them outside, and they'll be a little bit more smell proof than if they were just sitting there for Mr.
Right,
Bear, you know?
right,
'Cause
right.
and yeah, we kind of have a plan. We've got one, two. We don't have a bathtub per se to put
Oh,
potable
uh-huh.
water in, and but we do have one, two, three actually 10-gallon trash cans that are plastic
Mm,
and waterproof that I can put water in.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
to have if we were to need it for flushing or something. And we already had water. We still have some FEMA water left over from some of that
Us
10-year
too.
water. Yeah.
Us too. I've got 6 gallons of drinking water.
Yeah. I don't know that we have 6 gallons, but we have a lot. And we also have the ability in the next day or so, hopefully, to fill up our, containers with drinking water.
Well,
So,
and my
mhm,
my thought about it is I'm not going to fill the bathtub up unless we lose power.
mhm,
So if it's just going to be cold as crap, then and icy, I'll just stay home. But if we lose power,
yeah.
we're going to need to be able to flush the potty.
Right.
And that, I mean, that's a difference too with Helene. We had hundreds of gallons of rainwater for the garden, but that's hundreds of gallons of ice now because
Mhm.
it's been so cold. So we
Yeah.
can't count on that to flush the toilet. But I'm gonna wait, and if we lose power, then I'll fill up the tub because we're not on a well. So
Right.
it's not like I can't run the water if the power's out because I can.
Yeah. I've also today for since we're expected to get the storm either really late on Friday or sometime on Saturday.
Yeah.
So today is the day I check everything to make sure that we've got everything and that it's charged.
Yep. That's
Um,
that's me too.
this is the day that I'm glad that we did the the prepper Christmas one year when everybody gave everybody for Christmas. It's like, here is your solar powered radio.
Yep.
Here is your solar powered phone charger and
Yep.
stuff like that. So I'm really glad that we did that. But today is the day I check all of that stuff, and I'll probably cook a few things tomorrow. I'm gonna just cause,
Yeah.
because for all I know, all we'll get is rain, and none of us will lose our power. But for all
That's
I know,
exactly right. And that, I mean, as a witch, that is where I am focused.
mhm,
That we might get a little bit of hail that is not going to stick. It's just going to be bouncing around,
mhm,
and that's going to be it. And
yeah,
everything's going to be fine. That's where
that
I'm focused on.
me too, actually. And it's much easier to do if I know that my other bases are covered. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Oh,
saying? Yeah.
absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
Again, we hear the dulcet tones of the
Recording,
AI. Yes.
recording, recording.
Can you see what I'm looking at right now?
I can see you're holding up your phone, but I can't see what it is.
You can't see that it's a picture of you with the pitchfork.
Oh, that I posted. Yeah, I see. Well, now that you say what it is, then I can make it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I I I don't know. It's been an interesting week. I guess I will say it that way.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you in like every sense of the word. Every
Holy moly.
Yeah, yeah. So, listen, I want to, if it's okay with you, I want to address a couple things with the listeners. I want to apologize for being so like not available, not around, not,
Absolutely. You do that. I mean,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think it requires an apology, but
Well, and maybe an explanation, and that is,
okay.
my family's got some pretty serious medical conditions going on now. Not just one person in my family, but actually my mother's generation, the rest of them. And I am doing my very best to be a good companion to her as well as take care of her. And so it's kind of time intensive. And because of that, I'm, this ADD girl anyway. It's it's even more likely that I'm just not going to be around on Facebook or answering messages or anything. But all it means is that I am spending good time, good quality time with my family. And so I don't think anybody will begrudge me that. I just wanted to let everybody know that that's what the deal is because I think some folks might have thought that I was sick,
Mm-hmm.
and I appreciate their worry, honestly. And I didn't you mention that somebody wanted to know if me and you were still speaking or something?
Oh no, no, but I had several people who said that they were missing the two of us. And well, were there any problems? And my answer to that, because of course, you've been keeping me up to breast on what's going on with your family. And I just responded with, we've had some technical difficulties, which was true because you had to replace your computer.
That's exactly right. And well, that's true. And in this case, what normally would have taken my attention didn't. And in the meanwhile, I was lucky enough to have another bigger, better bionic computer. Every new computer is more than the last computer. This next one, if I get a next computer, I expect it to have my breakfast waiting on me in the morning.
Or at least your coffee.
At least my
Golly.
coffee, yes, I would say. So, it's just that sort of thing. And things are, yeah, all is getting right with the world, if you will, because I got the new computer back. It's working great, getting into new routines and all of that stuff. So pretty soon y'all will be saying, wow, I wish you'd shut up and quit calling and stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
I tell you, this week and last week, I have just been amazed. You have been focused like a laser.
Oh, well,
And you had to be. I know you had to be. But still, there's plenty of people in the world that would have just been gone, throwing up their hands. Oh no, oh no, what am I going to do? What am I going
well, I've had my
to do?
moments of abject terror at the thought of what, I was taking on and what I was responsible for and all of that. But mostly things are okay.
I'm
So,
glad. I'm glad to
yeah,
hear it.
yeah. Let me think if
And I
anything.
and I know our listeners are glad to hear it too, because we have I I learned this last week. If I didn't know it already, which I kind of did, is that you and I have created a community here, just like
Mhm.
I've created my little dark moon community.
That's,
And it's a real community. It's not just people getting on social media and playing like it's a community. It's a real community.
yeah,
And so people worry, when we're not around, people are like, well, what's going on?
yeah,
So
yeah,
I want to acknowledge that y'all are, you're family to us.
yeah,
And I think from what I hear from you, we are family to you. And that's important in an age where family is often fractured and fractious. Yeah, it's important to acknowledge that. And I do. And I
yeah.
do.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? It's nice to know that we have people who care about us, don't you
Yes.
think? I
And who
mean,
care about each other.
yes, yes. I was, I stopped because there was about four things in my mind that I wanted to say at the same time.
Uh-huh.
And so I know how that comes out sometimes. So I just stopped completely.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Well, take a minute and put
yeah.
them in the order you want to say
Yeah.
them.
Well, we had been talking about this storm coming in, and I wanted to say a little more about it. And that was, folks, if you've done the best that you can, then put your weather, whatever weather work that you do, put that into place on Friday or sooner. Put it into place now if you can. And then I'm not going to say the hunker down, but just trust that you will use common sense. And that's the big thing. Just use your common sense when or if something happens and it makes you scared and that's when the time comes to stop and take a breath and figure out what's going on and what needs to happen first. Okay? And everybody's going to be fine if you do that. No, wait, I better not say that. I just felt like the HIPAA liability, what would it be called? Patron saint of liability came down and said, "Don't tell them everything's going to be okay."
Tell
But
them probably it is.
yeah, but
Use a modifier on that. Probably, probably. But
it'll
I
be,
think, yeah, I think you're right about something that's very important is that being afraid and just, being frozen with fear does not help. Doesn't help anybody, doesn't help you. And if that is your first line of defense,
yeah,
then maybe you need to go on to the second line of defense, and that is doing, like you said, whatever preparation you can do,
yeah,
you can reasonably do.
yeah.
And then, I mean, I'm a theist, so I'm gonna tell you, do some praying. And
Hmm.
because I'm a witch, I'm also gonna tell you do some magic.
Yeah, yeah.
Because all we need here, and probably in a lot of places, is for the temperature not to get to, but 11. And you can crow that out if you want to,
Yeah, I'm
but
probably going to have to. Yes.
so if we're going to keep, if we want to do magic, then keep that
Do
temperature
it.
up to about 36, 38,
Hmm.
and
We can make it
pre-
happen.
prepare for the worst and hope for the best. And that's what they say.
Yeah, I've heard that several times already. Several times. So, yeah, I
So now I'm going to tell you. So do that quote about fear.
I will not fear. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yes, you do
Fear
that
is
so
the mind
well.
killer.
Yep.
Uh, I will. God, of course, I'm going to forget it now, but it's the litany against fear. I will not fear. Fear is the mind killer.
And
And I make it
that's
to the
important, that part. Yep.
That's the part that I usually make it to. I will face my fear. I will turn and face my fear. I will allow it to run over me and into me. And when it is gone, only I remain.
Yes. Beautifully said.
Yeah. And so I always interpret it to mean the fear is going to come and you're going to feel it. You're going to feel all those things. And then in a minute, you're going to get your shit together. And then it'll just be you dealing with things. So I'm a fan of cognitive dissonance too. Just being honest, just saying that
No, it's
gets you through
that
sometimes.
yes, and finding what joy you can. I guess I was saying earlier that my friend that I met, I saw by accident over at a Earth Fair today. She said, "Well, I mean, the good thing is it's so cold that if we lose power, we can just put our food out on the porch and it'll stay cold, and we won't lose everything in our freezer and our refrigerator this time." And I went, you know, that's a silver lining, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a silver lining.
And the bears would consider it a silver lining too. Just if
Well,
they're
I
out and
guess
about, they might not be in that weather.
they may not be, and my I've got a screened-in porch, so
Yeah.
when I say porch, it's going to be okay.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying there's other places around Asheville and other people with less sense.
Yes, yes.
Like I said, I've got a couple of those styrofoam boxes,
Yeah,
and that's where my stuff will go. Right there. Boom. You know,
nice.
done.
Nice.
And so, that makes it, we're doing our things and we're getting prepared. And I'm so, so grateful that we have the ability to not have to work 16 hours right now and getting ready for a storm, working for a boss or something.
Yep, me
I'm
too.
glad.
Me too.
Mom was talking about my grandfather, her dad. And for many years, it was Natahela Power and Light until Duke Power bought it, which back then I think it was called CP&L, Carolina Power
Yes,
and Light.
Carolina Power and Light.
Yeah, yeah. But before that, for them, it was Natahela Power and Light. And
Yep.
do you know for that whole county, they only had two men, only two in the whole county. My grandpa was one of them.
Wow.
I mean, and so when a storm would come, nobody would see him until long after it was over, usually,
Yep.
because that's also way out in the out in the outback of beyond, the high mountains, the low density population. So it's just not that important in to the people who, push numbers and stuff in Raleigh. And so there never was the people of the board of directors on the utility companies or however that works.
Yeah.
So it just never was that big of a deal to them. So what happened was all the people, they all had two or three different ways to be warm. They
Mm-hmm.
they all did. And so it's just like at the cottage. There was that big furnace, and if you needed to, you could boil water on it. So to me, that means you could probably cook something else on it if you wanted to,
Mm-hmm.
when it was originally there. And not to mention, you have a stove, you have gas, heat. I mean, it's got several different ways. And it's like, that's just the way it is. And
Well, and
then,
I think rural people are better about that in general because they know just what you were saying. They know they're really low on the totem pole.
yeah,
And
nobody's gonna,
so, you need to have you. Somebody was posted on Facebook today, a friend of mine who's a farmer. She said, well, we got beds put down in the barn for the barn cats, and we got all the food in that we need, and we got food for all the critters, and we got a big stack of firewood over on the under the porch uh, roof. And she just went through the whole litany of all the things.
Mhm.
And so it'll be inconvenient if they lose their power and if it's, they get 10 inches of snow and whatever, but they're farmers. So they know
Right.
what to do and they know that it doesn't matter how much snow there is or how cold it is or any of that, animals still got to be fed.
Right. Exactly right. That's exactly right. And so you just, you make your plans and feel better about it. That being said, I still feel feel terrible for the folks who are going to have to suffer during this storm and folks who are like, I was talking to someone who has recently moved up north and gotten into an apartment situation, and was like they're expecting to get hammered with snow, and they're not quite sure what to do because in this apartment situation there are like elevators, there are electric door locks,
All that.
stuff like that. And so they're in the process, they have to find that out because you can't just, go scrape the sidewalk and get out or whatever.
Right. Right.
And
Well, and I think about people who, even in the country, who they're on a well.
yeah,
Well, I mean, the well's fine, but if you lose power, you
right.
can't access the water. So a lot of those folks that I know have generators so
Yep.
that they can access water.
Right.
But
And because if it
here,
freezes up at the,
well, that's exactly right. And here where I live, I'm not on a well, so my plan is that I'm not going to go ahead and fill up the bathtub tonight, but if we lose power, I fill up the bathtub. So we got some water to flush with.
Yeah. Yeah. Very smart.
But I don't
And
need to do that yet because we may not lose power.
yeah. You know, my other plan to get a book and be able to read it just cover
Oh,
to cover.
there was a cute a graphic today of instead of saying it's going to be 1 to 3 inches or 10 to 12 inches, instead it was how many books. It was like this is going to be a 1 book event. This is going to be a 3 book event.
Do you know how long it's been since I just sat and read a book? It's been
Well,
way
and
too
you're still
long.
but you're still going to have so many responsibilities
Well, true.
where you are. Maybe you get a little bit of reading done though.
Yeah. I mean, I got responsibilities and so does everybody.
Yeah.
Do you
Boy,
hear
ain't that
those?
the truth.
Is Zoom taking out the sounds of the whatever construction is going on out here?
Yeah, I don't hear anything.
Wow. Because it's loud here. There's something beeping, and then there's like every now and then you just hear a where something is hit.
Huh.
It's crazy how these programs do this automatically. I
Yeah, it
mean,
really is, isn't it?
it's
Like,
yeah.
like you can't hear that on the stove right now is a big pot of rutabagas boiling,
Mm-mm.
but it's right in my ear.
I so wanted to talk to you about some stuff like that, but maybe not this episode, but maybe. I wanted, I've been studying about these varieties. I didn't realize that this had happened, but I do believe it now. Um, Back in the day, there were a lot of plants that people would plant and eat that were both perennial and no maintenance, zero maintenance.
Uh-huh.
And most of the time, they were very nutritious.
Yep.
And they, of course, weren't being sold in the seed catalogs because, you buy them once and you never needed to buy them again. And so, I thought to myself, well, I think it's a little too ambitious for me to say I'm going to plant 20 varieties of blah, 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 But what I think I would like to try would be purslane.
Oh, uh-huh.
Have you ever had any luck with that or tried it?
Well, I don't grow it, but I do forage for it because
Do
it's
you?
around.
It it looks like it's super easy to grow, and I mean,
Yeah.
it just looks delicious, honestly. Yeah, and of course, I would also like to get some wild violets going, and
You don't
part of
have
me,
violets where you are?
no, not really. It's too suburban,
Yep.
you know.
We are lucky. We have a wonderful, wonderful all over the backyard full of violets. I,
Wow.
I used to I used to sometimes make violet jelly. It's this
Mm.
pretty lavendery sort of jelly.
Yeah, it's delicate.
And then I eat them too. I put them in salads and stuff.
Yep. You can candy. Have you ever had the candied violets?
Uh-huh. I've done that for cakes too.
Oh, I don't even know. It's like art. It's food art.
Well, a good vegetable, I'm gonna go back to vegetables now, is chard. And
Yeah.
chard, I mean, it's not perennial literally. I mean, it won't just go on forever and ever, but I had chard in my garden. I planted not seeds, but I planted plants. And I got them
Chard.
up here, got them up at So True Seed.
Uh-huh.
And those produced, I mean, their production falls off. It's not as great as it is, but 5 years.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah,
You
five
get some
years.
chard in the yard.
Chard in the yard. And I love it. I mean, people are kind of crazy about kale. Joe loves kale, but I like kale okay, but I really love chard, especially that rainbow chard. It's so
Mm,
pretty.
yum. Yum. Well, I don't really know. I mean, to me, now is the time I need to be thinking about it. a
Yeah.
lot of these older heirloom varieties that are not really out there too much, you don't plant them until the fall. Some of them you plant in the
Yeah,
spring.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. But now
I'm
a lot of those heirloom varieties, check over at Sow True Seed
okay.
because
I
they have
will.
a lot of kind of permaculture customers,
Yeah.
and that's a big deal in permaculture
Oh,
is to
okay.
have perennial vegetables. Yep,
Oh. Well,
and greens are really good for that.
I was also interested in Japanese artichokes. Have you ever heard of such a thing?
No, I don't know what those are.
Evidently, they are the shmoo, is all. Very, very nutritious.
Well,
And I believe that they're tubers. I believe, I haven't seen a photo of them,
are they
but
like Jerusalem artichokes?
yes.
Oh, well,
No,
I
they
know
are
those.
Jerusalem artichokes. Sorry.
Oh.
I knew it was J. I thought it said Japanese artichokes.
No,
Yeah, no.
those are great, and that's native to here. The Cherokee use that, and probably still use it. I
I
said
wonder
it in
what
the
they
past
called it.
too. I don't remember. It has a name though.
We can figure it
Like
out.
a pine tree line in the winding road. Yeah, and it has a native name, but we know it as Jerusalem artichoke. Makes a pretty yellow flower, almost like a sunflower.
I'm really
Um,
interested in that one too.
it's really
So
good.
yeah. So
Delish.
it's kind of getting me off the fossil kick that I've been on.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of flitting around from learning one subject a little bit to learning another subject a little bit. And
That's good though.
it's interesting the things that you can learn if you're out there looking for them. And to me, it's been interesting going hopping kind of from subject to subject because I have learned things that I never even imagined before. You know,
Yeah.
watching these people do these things that just never occurred to me before. People can be pretty smart, along with people can be pretty damn stupid. But
And sometimes it's the same people.
yeah, same people, yeah, different subjects. Would my buddies, Craig, his dad used to say, I'd rather be smart than good looking. Damn these good looks. Anyway,
I love that.
yeah. So he's doing pretty well, I think. They may get a little weather this weekend.
Huh.
Yeah,
That's good.
it is.
Pretty exciting.
I reckon so. I have seen snow at the beach a couple of times. I loved it. It was
I've never seen
wonderful.
it because I've never gone there that
Uh-huh.
time of year.
Yeah. Oh, I love the beach at the winter so much. I really do. I don't think that there's any other big thing that I need to convey or that I have to talk about, but I have a story.
I am always happy to hear a story. Please proceed.
Well, back in the day, I worked at a little hotel on a hill. It was a Comfort Inn, and it was up a hill. My brother also worked there, and whenever there was a big storm that came in, we all had to be at work. Okay, especially me, and you know, um, so we knew the storm was coming in. Hotel filled up with tourists coming up from Florida who wanted to see snow for the first time,
Oh,
which was
Lordy.
not a good, we knew that wasn't good. Okay. The next, the night that it started happening, about literally about half our hotel checked out and went back home. And we
Oh,
cleaned those rooms up and rented them to Duke Power. And Duke Power changed out employees. We had to flip those rooms and re-clean them every 8 hours because they had all their crews out. But
wow.
I have this theory about people. Then it started from watching the blizzard of 93 as it
Hmm.
came in. I watched people looting our food. We were one of those hotels that had continental breakfast, all that
Yeah.
crappy food, pecan spins and stuff like that. And people started stealing the food. that was there for everybody. We had to lock it up. We had to lock that food up. It was crazy. And I know that at one time, right away, I knew it was going to be really bad, and I could tell that we weren't going to have enough food. And I started calling around, and all the places were closed except for this one A&P down the road. And the manager answered, and I begged and pleaded with him because he was closing the store up. And so what he did was he packed up a couple of cases, or maybe it might have been a little bit more than that, of things like peanut butter and stuff that people could eat without heat.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a Jeep. So when he was driving home and he passed the gas station at the foot of the hill there from the hotel, he slung them out there underneath the island where the gas was, right? So we knew he was going to do that, and we were grateful. So it's like, now what do you do? I'm from here. I don't have any blizzard gear. I have never walked outside in whiteout conditions before. I am not, this is not something I've done before. So
Yeah.
we ended up, we found could not get to the ropes uh because the maintenance shed had frozen shut or something. I can't remember. So we we took some sheets and we tied them around our waist and tied ourselves to each other about 10 feet apart so that we had about 10 feet between us
Oh
so
my
that if we
Lord.
got lost, I know, talk about, well, it wasn't actually overreacting though,
No,
because,
no, that's very sensible.
and we
That's
took
usually what you had.
well, yeah, we took a comforter that had been on like a bed comforter or quilt or whatever you call it, and took that with us because we were going to drag the food back up the hill. And indeed we did. But at one point, I took a step, and my next step, I was in over my head in snow because there
Oh
was a ditch
yeah.
there and I didn't see it. And I went right down in the ditch. And so I was really glad to have a sheet tying me to wall.
Really?
And we got down to the foot of the hill, and the wind was so bad that we were holding on to the gas pumps trying to get the food on the little blanket thing there. And we made it back up the hill. It took us almost 2 hours round trip to make
Oh my
that
God.
little bitty trip. And I remember I watched somebody in my family, they made it up the hill to get to us. They had lost power. They had to dig themselves out to get away. They had to dig several times on the interstate to continue to drive. They finally made it to our place, and they were so cold that we filled up a jacuzzi tub with hot water and they got in clothes and all.
Oh my gosh.
You know, you're cold at that point.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, so you would think that having been through that, because it was pretty much worst case scenario,
Mm-hmm.
that I would have had, that I would have known to expect it with Helene. But I didn't until it was right on us about 2 days. Well, no, wait, what am I saying? I knew something would happen, but I didn't know the reality of it. It's like I had not sat down and said, okay, these are all my phone numbers to call. This is my first thing to do. I didn't have that level of a plan of action. And so I feel like I should have. I did okay, and but I needed to have been more prepared. So this one is not catching me that way.
Exactly. And I don't know how we could have prepared more for Helene. I just don't.
I,
Not,
yeah,
I mean, maybe if I had a generator and we've just never bought one because we don't normally need one.
yeah.
That might have been the only thing that could have happened that I could have prepared for. Because, I mean, how do you prepare for being without electricity for weeks and without running water for months? I mean, how do you prepare for that? You
How
can't
do you
lay
prepare?
out that much water.
Yeah. How do you prepare to not be able to communicate with your friends or family or whatever? To
Well,
be cut off.
we were fortunate in that we have a landline and the landline still worked. So even though all the cell towers were down, I could call people on the landline and
So,
got through to some of them.
let me ask you, how many calls from Spectrum did you get during Halloween?
God almighty.
Yeah,
Spectrum, the mail, the calls, all of that.
they love you. Um,
Yeah, they want me bad, man. They want
they
me
do.
bad.
You're not even kidding. So, here we are again. I remember right before the hurricane, we kind of had an episode, if I'm not mistaken, where we were like, okay, y'all be safe. And so here we are again on the potential eve, you know, of another one. And all I can say is, y'all stay safe, use your common sense, check in if you can, because we're all going to be wondering about each other.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Well,
Now,
and it's been interesting today to talk to people who survived Helene,
hmm
and they're like, I can't get a fix on this storm, and I can't tell, my intuition is not trustworthy because part of what's going on for me is kind of the backdraft of that trauma back in September of 24.
hmm,
And so, how much of this is just that, and how much of it is, oh, I think this is going to be a bad one, or I think this is going to be a big nothing burger. I
hmm,
mean, yeah, I think for a lot of us, we don't know what our intuition is telling us because we're still actively dealing with the trauma of that
yeah,
disaster.
yeah, absolutely.
I question how important it is to just keep beating that damn drum about the weather because I think it drives people into a frenzy.
Well,
And
yeah.
it doesn't matter if if they buy too much food and nothing happens, well, they got food. They can either eat that food or they can donate it to a food pantry if they don't leave it hanging around. I mean, none of that's particularly important one way or the other, but emotionally speaking, if every time you turn on the damn TV or the radio or you look at social media, there's five or six or a dozen weather prognosticators from different TV stations and whatever telling you, oh my God, this is going to be a bad one, it's going to be bad. Well, what kind of emotional trauma is that for people? And then if it's nothing at all, then it's nothing at all. But we have had to live for how many days has this been going on? They told us, what was it, Tuesday? Oh, it's going to be 20 inches of snow. And it's like, it was that important to say when you didn't know that, when you knew this entire weather system was going to be shifting. Wouldn't it have been more important for you to say this looks like a serious and significant winter storm? So prepare accordingly instead of the 20 inches of snow. Oh, no, it's going to be more like 13 inches of snow. Oh, no, I think it's probably going to miss us here and we're just going to get 3 inches of ice. I just think there is something so profoundly mean about that because I don't think it helps people get ready any more than if they just said it's a significant storm and we're taking this seriously
Yeah, I agree
and
with
not
you.
treat us like a bunch of damn fourth graders.
Well, I agree with you on that, 100%. It's very hard. It's very hard to no people don't take this information in with a grain of salt. It's like,
No,
no, no, no, no, no. Mama is sitting there watching her news stories and she believes what they tell her. And if they say, oh, it's 20-inch storm, and or the storm of the century, I've heard it referred to as a 50-year storm.
oh
You know,
gee,
I've heard it called different things. like, of course, that's going to ramp up your anxiety. And for
Yes.
those who are in trauma about things, various things, your anxiety is going to go through the roof.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's not going to help a freaking
No.
thing.
No, it's
But it is
not.
going to get them better ratings because you'll become glued to the television or whichever media
Exactly.
you are consuming. And so
Exactly.
I've come to the conclusion that they're going to do whatever they want to do. All of these people on YouTube that are making it are doing the same thing in their own way. And that is who gets the attention, who gets the eyeballs. And so since you can't control them and they're not going to self-control, then what you have to do is control your own intake of it.
Exactly.
And that's more boring sometimes.
Imagine having to control yourself.
Yeah.
That must be hard. Well, and the other thing that people can do is to learn weather signs.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
right now and tomorrow, especially, watch the sky and see what the clouds look like. Check
Document
which
it.
direction the wind is blowing.
Yep.
Look and see what the animals and birds are doing.
Yep.
Make a note of all of that. And then, depending on what kind of result happens when that storm system hits us, you can say, well, we got an inch of ice.
Hmm.
And what I saw ahead of that was this is what the sky looked like. This is how the clouds looked. This is how I felt.
Yeah.
This is how the birds were behaving. And then the next time
This
you
is
see,
how my
you can
sinuses acted.
yeah, exactly. And the next time that happens, you can refer back to that and go, well, I mean, last time I saw a sky that looked like this, we ended up with 22 inches of rain. And that gives you something to learn because you're just talking about how important it is
Mhm.
to learn new things. Gives you something to learn, gives you observable things to observe, and can help you from just being glued
Mhm.
to media that all is only there to manipulate you.
Right, right, right. And I have to tell you, it's a feeling of power to know that you can control your intake of media and that you can hopefully, you know, be as clear-eyed as possible about this stuff. I
Yeah,
really, I like that feeling. That's
me
why
too.
I don't know. I've not been able to watch a television show all the way through, just since Celine. Really, I didn't do a lot of it before that, but I went through my phase where I was watching a lot. And then now it's just like, nope, I don't want to watch anything that's going to take up a whole hour or try to send me away from reality.
Yes, yes.
And I don't get that, but it is what it is. Maybe one of these days. I don't know. It'll probably happen at the beach.
Oh
Because
boy,
now
off
not
we
only
go. Let's go now. What
let's
time
go.
is it? Let's go.
Let's go in March.
Neither one of us can go. I can't go. I'm going to Cumbria in March.
Oh,
They
dang.
do have beaches in England though. I
Boy,
could
do
do
they.
that.
Are you going to be anywhere near Yorkshire?
Yeah, Cumbria is right beside Yorkshire.
Oh,
But I don't know that I'll get over there. We'll
oh my
see.
gosh.
I'm a big fan of Yorkshire. It's where my daddy's people are from.
Oh my gosh. I did not know that. Okay,
Yeah.
so my latest two most favorite people on the internet are the Yorkshire Fossils
Oh, I know you love
brothers.
those boys.
I'm telling you, I love hearing their voices. I love how excited they are about fossils. And I love how much I've learned from them. But and I just love they're just two little cute little fellas. You just want to just go, oh, look at this little fella, you know. And then I realized, well, this little fella, it has a PhD.
Right.
So, so,
Look at us.
so it's
We're
like we
just getting
bring.
old. So these cute little fellers. Oh, He's a little feller. Yeah, he's 38 and he's got, a PhD. He's
Yeah.
not a little feller.
Well, it just goes to show I can't tell what an age is there with
Oh,
people
me
because
either.
I'm never
Me
looking for
either.
that. Yeah, but yeah, so but the thing about Yorkshire, the Yorkshire coast, from watching these guys, it's the most beautiful cliffs and ocean that you could hardly imagine. It's just straight up and down cliffs. Just incredibly beautiful countryside there.
Yes, it is.
So enjoy, I hope you enjoy that trip. And I hope you take a whole bunch of pictures.
They got me working though. This retreat, I'm teaching 3 times a day.
Oi.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be doing a lot of teaching, but then I'm taking some extra time at the end of the trip. I'm just gonna stay in Edinburgh for 6 days, I think,
Oh,
and I'm gonna go visit friends that live in Scotland,
wow.
and that
Wow.
kind of stuff.
That's so cool. That I'm, man, I'm I am a little bit jealous.
Well, once your situation is different, then we go over there.
Oh, I know it. We have a good summer to look forward to. I have a feeling we'll make some day trips and all of that. So I'm in a pretty good mood about it all. Now back to the doom and gloom. Ooh, there's a
Doom and
snowstorm.
gloom,
Yeah.
gloom, despair, and agony on me. Deep dark depression, excessive misery. If it weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Anyway, hey,
Yeah.
but you know what? It was Dolly's birthday a few days ago.
I did not know that. Happy
Woo!
birthday, Miss Dolly. I
Our
hope she
girl
had a good
Dolly,
one.
80 years old. Who would know?
My goodness.
Yeah.
I, I had a Dolly Parton decadent chocolate cream pie.
Oh, oh my goodness.
Yep. And they pulled it off the shelf now. The holiday is over. It was one of the
Oh,
with the pink box. Well, they
oh
replaced
yeah.
it with I forget. Oh, and my cheesecake, I think, is what they replaced it with.
Oh,
A frozen
well,
cheesecake.
ain't nothing
So
wrong with that.
no, no, I might have to order one someday. You know, just just check it out. Just
Just
research.
checking.
Just
Just checking.
research. Yes, that's right. Research. So I have not forgotten my hope for us to find a way to get together with the Weirdlings.
Well,
Just
we
letting you know.
will. When we can, we will do so.
Yeah, I have that good feeling about it. So, and as far as the rest of it goes, that's it. I'm ready to start cooking some food.
Well, as you know, I'm cooking food right now. I got them rutabagas right behind me biling.
Mm,
I made some, well, I've just been making. I've been making some food.
yeah, yeah. I think I'm gonna make some scrambled eggs and bacon and have a
Oh,
sandwich.
that sounds very good.
Doesn't it? Oh,
Sounds
yep.
delish.
I think it sounds pretty good. Okay, well, I guess I should let you go. Y'all, we're thinking about you.
We are, and
Check in
y'all,
if you can.
yep, and take care of yourselves, take care of each other.
Yep,
Um, what it the world is pretty darn chaotic right now, and we can hold each other as close as we can, and
that's
remember that we're family, and we're together, and we're a community.
right.
Yep,
We're weird. And
we're weird, and we're weird.
yes. So and that certainly fits the times that we're in.
Golly, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's very appropriate, I think.
Oh, holy moly, does it
Oh,
fit the time?
yeah, I wouldn't have thought
Uh-uh.
of us as appropriate at all. So,
No,
but we are.
no,
We
we're
make it.
very appropriate,
Yeah,
however that looks.
yeah.
Hey,
Anyway,
uh, um, I'm thinking about y'all over there, and keep me posted if there's anything you need that I can do.
I will, and thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
And
Okay.
the our listeners are going to get a show. What do
Yeah, I
you
know.
know?
I'm happy about that.
Me
So,
too. I'm so happy. All right. Well, I love you, big kid.
me too, and everybody out there too. So,
Yep.
all right. We'll see you.
All right. See you. I hope soon.
All right. Bye.
All right. Y'all take care. Bye bye.
WYRD Radio.